All right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Nonprofits Nationwide Networking event hosted by your very own Forward Business Coalition. This is an event specially designed, a nationwide event, specially designed to help nonprofits grow. So if you're someone that operates a nonprofit, you own a nonprofit, or you're associated with a nonprofit, this is definitely a place where you can get access to mentorship, to tools, to resources, etc. But also for those of you that maybe you do not represent a nonprofit, but you work with nonprofits, this is also a place for you to come to join and to network with other nonprofit professionals so that you guys can start building those relationships, identifying those opportunities where you can collaborate and much more. So let's go ahead and just kind of get into this brief introduction as to a little bit of a background about the company, this networking event and why we're all here. So essentially this event is hosted by our company, Forward Business Coalition. And who is Forward Business Coalition? Well, Forward Business Coalition is a world-class business development resource company. And we specialize, let me just get the Zoom out of the way. We specialize in providing business people at all stages with the training, tools, resources, mentorship, and more to succeed in business, right? Our mission is to help people to successfully start, scale, and manage companies globally. And we do have a private networking group that we call the Global Business Alliance. And what is a Global Business Alliance? Well, it's our private networking group at Forward Business Coalition, right? And Global Business Alliance essentially was created with the purpose of uniting a global community of business professionals to achieve success together in business. At the Global Business Alliance, we provide everyone with the tools, the training, resources, mentorship, and more so that they can achieve their goals both inside and outside of business. And how can you become an ally? Well, for those of you that are interested in maybe getting access to a little bit more resources outside of this free networking event, we definitely have, we're coming out with a profit sharing partnership. We have a networking referral system. We're coming out with a directory. We just launched our marketplace a couple months ago. So there's definitely a lot of resources that everyone that becomes an ally will get access to. But if you want to join, it's really a simple 3-step process. Number one is you can join our Global Business Alliance the first 30 days for only $1. That's right, literally for less than the price of a cup of coffee, you can try out our Global Business Alliance. So far, 100% of people that have gone through our program have generated over 100 referrals in less than 72 hours. So this program is the real deal, but the referrals is only one small portion of that because, like I mentioned earlier, you do get access to the training, the tools, mentorship, resources, etc. Step two is really just to fill out our networking referral system. So this is a simple application. It takes about 5 minutes or less. And the purpose of this is to help us identify who to send you once you become an ally as far as referrals, customers, etc. goes. And then the last thing is to schedule an onboarding call with one of our team members so we can walk you through essentially the members platform, the online university, and all of the resources that you get access to. So if you guys would like more information, definitely reach out to me, send me a private message, or you can visit our website that I'm going to post in the chat in a couple of minutes. So you guys can go ahead and just join, online and stuff. It literally is only $1 for the first 30 days. If you decide to stick with us after that, it's $89 a month. There's no contracts. You can cancel anytime, and there's no obligations or anything like that. Our agenda for today is simple. As soon as we get through this brief overview that we're already jumping into, we'll go ahead and jump into our member introductions, where every single one of you has the opportunity to introduce yourself, talk about either the nonprofit or the company that you represent, some of the main services that you provide or how you bring value to the community and things, and then just anything else that you think is relevant to your introduction. Following that, we always provide you with a quick business development training. So at the core of what we do is obviously business development. So during every one of these events, we provide you with a little segment, as training goes, to help you guys kind of improve, different areas, right? It can be, sometimes it's about marketing, sometimes it's about sales, other times it's networking. We really try to keep it, pretty diverse as far as like the topics goes and things, because we understand that, you'll find yourself in different situations as a business owner, a nonprofit professional, etc. So we definitely want to, make sure that you guys are prepared. And then usually toward the last 5 or 10 minutes, we usually wrap up with testimonials. If you guys are generating referrals or customers, or you're getting funding, or someone became an investor or anything like that, we definitely love to hear your success stories. We're not jealous of your success. We're inspired by it. So we definitely always love to hear when our community members are succeeding, when they're reaching their goals or anything like that. Definitely share it with us, because like I said, we love to hear those stories. Lets us know that we're doing the right thing. Some general housekeeping rules. If you haven't joined one of our events before, number one, just please post your contact information in the chat. That way other people can reach out to you after today's event. We highly encourage you to schedule one-on-one meetings with other guests that are on the call. This meeting is essentially just an opportunity for you to get your foot in the door, right? But after this meeting, we encourage you to schedule that one-on-one so you can start to build that relationship and nurture it, and identify those opportunities where you can collaborate with other guests. Obviously, number three, no false promotion, spam, or illegal advertising, just kind of goes without saying. Number four is exchange referrals consistently. This is, by the way, these general housekeeping rules is for you guys. These are just best practices that we've identified after doing networking for a while that we recommend that you, get involved in if you really want to see results for this, right? So one of the things I've identified is one of the best ways to get referrals is to give referrals, right? It's kind of like that old book, I forget what it talks about. Whenever you think that is lacking in the world, if you give it out, you receive it and stuff. So it's kind of like that. And not only that, but it also allows us to maintain the quality of the group very high, right? I belong to this networking group just as much as you guys do, and I also get referrals. I also get clients and all these different things. So I like to maintain the quality of this group high, right? And one of the ways that we can do it is by interacting with each other, exchanging those referrals, and then lastly, number 5, always being positive. Here's some free networking resources for you guys. So if you didn't know, we do have free networking events happening every single week around the country. That means in the US and in Canada as well. We're looking to expand to Mexico, but we're not sure yet if we're going to make that move, but we are definitely in Canada and all over the US. So if you guys would like to attend other free networking events, and these are 100% free, we never charge for them, you can visit the link that you see on your screen, which is events.forwardbusinesscoalition.com, and that'll provide you with a list of all of the free networking events that we have going on throughout the week. And you can register for as many or as few as you like, and it's just an opportunity for you to get more referrals and things. And the second resource that we provide is our networking referral system. So as a non-ally, as a non-global business ally, you still get access to our networking referral system, but it just works a little bit differently than when you're in the actual alliance. So when you're, for example, a networker, as we refer to like kind of the guests on these calls, the way that it works is if you fill out the same application, and then what happens is that our database is going to identify potential matches as far as referrals and collaboration goes. And then we provide that list to the allies. So the allies are actually the people that will reach out to you. But if you fill out the form, then you will be able to get contacted directly by these people so that you can, grow your business or your nonprofit and things. And then lastly, before we wrap up, we just like to give a quick shout out to one of our sponsors, which is Lapras. And Lapras is a world-class advertising company specially designed to rapidly grow brands. And they specifically help us here at Forward Business Coalition with everything that has to do with their website, our marketing, etc. So if you found us on Meetup, Eventbrite, Facebook, LinkedIn, Alignable, I mean, gosh, we're on so many different platforms. If you found us anywhere on the internet, you can pretty much, thank Lapras for it. So we always provide a free, breakthrough strategy session. Essentially, it's a consultation. It takes about 45 minutes to an hour. You guys can reach out to me for that, or you can visit our website, or I'll also provide you with the link to my digital business card where you can, book a call with me directly, and we'll be able to make that happen. So with that being said, I will stop sharing my screen. Looks like we have a couple. All right, so see you guys posting your contact info in the chat. Fantastic. Love it. Love it. If you guys also have a phone number, website, anything you think is relevant, definitely share that in the chat. And all right, with that being said, we'll go ahead and jump into member introduction. So this is the opportunity for you to, talk about a little bit about your business, give your elevator pitch. And this is in no particular order. I'm just going to select people as I have them here on the list. And the first person on the list is actually Mr. Zach Clayton. So please, Zach, take it away for us.
Hey, it's great to meet everyone. Lynette, I just read your information, and please keep up the great work. Keep up the fight, and good luck. If there's anything that you need, please reach out. My name is Zach Clayton. I started Community Pay It Forward 9 years ago when someone ran me off the road on my motorcycle and left me in a ditch for 7 hours. What we do is we team with giving partners all over the country, all over the world. And these are small businesses that will give us a referral. When they give us a referral, we go back to their customer, the ones who made the purchase, and we ask them, hey, who do you support? People like Lynette, who are going through a tough time, but with a little bit of encouragement, a little bit of support, can make it through this and make a huge difference in their life, help lessen the effects of her cancer, and help support her family. And we give 80%, anywhere from 80 to 90% of that referral to her. The reason we do this is because we want to see the people who are doing good in this country and others get the support that they need to continue to do that good. Like everyone else, I'm sick and tired of all the bad people getting the publicity. You and I can change that narrative. If we work together, nobody has to go it alone, and the good can conquer all. So all my contact information is kind of in the chat. I guess I didn't get it in the chat, but I'll get the contact information in the chat, or you can just get a hold of me at www.communitypayitforward.com. communitypayitforward.us, communitypayitforward.us. Thank you, Gabriel. Keep up the great work, bud.
Thank you, Zach. Always a pleasure having you on these calls. And we will move over to Caroline.
Hello, everyone. My name is Caroline Passmore, and I am the owner of CRP Specialist Inc. and Bookkeeping is Fun, LLC. I provide bookkeeping services specializing in the nonprofit sector. And I also coach bookkeepers to help them build their business and ensure that they thrive. So I would love to connect with any nonprofits that need bookkeeping help. Because that is my specialty, and I love all service industries because that's just, service is in my heart, service is what I do, and service is who I am.
Definitely. Yes, it's true. Yeah, service will take you a long way. Agreed. Thank you, Caroline, for sharing. And we will move on to, last but not least, Miss Lynette, who I believe it's her first time joining us at one of our free networking events at the Coalition. Welcome.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, can't put my camera on because I'm currently in the middle of something, but tackling some things. So, my name is Lynette Vanderhorst. I'm originally from New York, Brooklyn, New York, and my nonprofit is based in Brooklyn, New York. I'm a 17-and-a-half-year cancer survivor. So,
Wow.
through my battle, I was helping women and coaching women while I was actually getting treatment, and I just turned that passion into a nonprofit. So I currently right now, I'm running a lot of things, mostly things on my own. So which is always kind of hard with a nonprofit, getting everybody fully together and getting people seriously passionate about like being an advocate for cancer, because I do feel as a survivor, most major companies that have an impact are more commercial, meaning that they haven't personally been impacted. So it's hard to get that connection. That's just my personal opinion. So I provide financial assistance to women, whether it's paying for medical devices or it's just needing some me time, and you need to get your hair and your nails done, or you need transportation to daycare, you need to pay for daycare, a slew of different things. Currently, right now, I'm trying to work on funding because previously just starting a lot of things I did out of, no front to me. I did a lot of events and I funded personally. Don't have any regrets on it because what you give, you get back. And I'm also looking to add on transportation. So I'm in the midst of trying my hardest to find vehicles that can be donated to nonprofits. I have a personal mechanic, so the vehicle doesn't have to be in working order. If it's within a certain mileage, I can get it, I believe 50 miles, I can get it shipped to me. So my due diligence right now is funding and trying to locate a van so I can transport patients in an eco-friendly van. So it will be humidifiers, and I will have a home health aide on, and I'm a certified home health aide, but I will have an additional one on the van, so that'll help patients out as well. What else am I looking to do? And within a year, I'm hoping to actually purchase a farm. That's where the funding goes in. This would be not a community farm, kind of like a community farm. So everything I grow goes back to the community, whether it's fruits, vegetables, or natural stocks, would just literally be delivered, or it'll be at one location where people can come pick it up. The delivery comes in with the van or the transportation. Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. A lot's
Okay.
going on, but it's all circling together.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, right? I'd rather have too much going on than too little.
Yeah,
So.
the more ideas you have, something where one of those ideas and one of those niches will kind of pan through.
Yeah, I wanted to double check with you because I'm not sure if I understood the second thing correctly. I know that you're looking for funding, and the second thing was you're looking for a van. Is that right? A van for transportation?
A van or a passenger van. So it could be a passenger van. I don't know how many other people, passenger or cargo van or minivan, anything that starts out, or even if it's a car. Honestly, anything that I can use as for my nonprofit use only, and I can just pick up, drop off services, and those services will be from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Okay, and you're in New York, right? Which part of New York?
I'm in Brooklyn, New York.
Okay, cool. So I actually know a few people there. Okay, so I might. All right. Does anyone have anything for Lynette?
Yeah, Lynette, I got a question for you. How long have you been a nonprofit?
So, and got incorporated in December, but I've been running the whole thing since 2007. So I went through a lot of people giving me bad advice.
Yes.
Trying to get incorporated, like years of bad advice. So I did a lot of research on my own. I do coach people because I know about that bad advice. I did all the paperwork my own and got my certification, my determination letter within like 2 weeks.
The reason I ask is because exactly what you just talked about, and I was wondering if you still worked with or talked to other like-minded nonprofits. Here in Colorado, we have one called Zach's Legacy, and it's not my legacy. It's about, it was started by a gentleman who lost his son, Zach, to childhood cancer. 2 weeks or 2 years later, he lost his wife to cancer, and then he ended up losing his mother to cancer. And that was before John caught cancer himself. Do you still have communication with organizations like that to where you can see what they're doing? And this isn't a sales pitch at all, because
no.
I love what you're doing, and I appreciate your struggle. But I'd like to try to connect. They're one of the people that we work with to raise money for them, and I like to try to connect you to people who are doing it, and see what you guys are doing similar or different, and maybe it'll help you out.
Oh no, of course. I love that. I actually travel for patients as well. So certain people, I don't have this, I have someone that I'm working with to kind of get the services that I actually provide. She's going to give me like this, I forgot the actual, you guys may know, it's like a code, insurance code. So I can use that code so they don't have to pay out of their pockets, and in the hopes of their insurance paying for it. The donations that I do get, but people may say like, oh, I have my mom, but I can't make it to the doctor with her. You know, these are services that I provide. I will go with your mom to the doctor. That's where the transportation will come in if needed. I have breakfast, lunch, because getting chemo treatment can be an all-day process. And if you don't have someone there, sometimes some people do want people there, some people don't. So I fly out, I do baskets of gift baskets and stuff. So I would love to connect with any nonprofit so that we can work. I'm never against working with another nonprofit because it's all a learning tool for me. And maybe what I have, some information I have, they can use as well.
Absolutely.
Okay, I will. I'm sending you an email as we speak, and it's about hopefully us getting to do a one-on-one, and then when we do that, maybe I can make a connection there.
No problem. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Talk about service. Amazing job, Jack. There you go, right? It's in the flesh. You know, we're experiencing it live before us with Zach. Good job, Zach. Huge kudos to you, and kudos to you as well, Lynette, for you know, talk about turning your mess into your message. Like literally, like dealing with that, you know, overcoming it, and then helping other people that are going through the same situation. That's really, you know, something that's very admirable. And you know, I think I'm definitely in the right place. I'm inspired by you guys. I love hearing you guys talk about, you know, how you're not only overcame the challenge, but you're turning it into something that is fueling your success so you can continue the movement forward. Caroline, you have something?
Yes, just wanted to comment in that regard because I work with multiple nonprofits, and I find that is how the majority of nonprofits are formed, is from either finding a lack in what their community or something they've experienced that they feel they have overcome, and they want to share it with others. It is, and which is why I think service is such a beautiful thing. And but that's, I mean, this is what I am seeing it all over for nonprofits.
Yeah,
Caroline,
definitely.
yeah, Caroline, speaking on that, you know what I've noticed, and I think that this, even yourself in what you do, there's something within us. There's something within our stories with what we do. When we create our businesses, most things are brought upon by a pain point. And there's something, you've experienced something in the bookkeeping world that you're like going, you know, I can do so much better and so much better for the people. And nonprofits and small businesses are usually started because exactly what you said. There's something out there that we feel we can offer people that is so much better than you can get somewhere else. And that's the reason why we personally love working with those small nonprofits, because we want to get that out to people. If you are truly better at someone else, why not tell everyone about you? And then let's support people like Lynette at the same time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. 1000% agree.
I'm sold, guys. That's awesome. All right, let's go ahead and we'll jump over to Vivian, who joined us a little bit later. Welcome, Vivian, to the call. Would you mind giving us kind of like your brief like elevator pitch? Let us know a little bit about what you do and how you're associated with nonprofits.
Yes. Sorry for being late. It just got off from a meeting. But yes, my name is Vivian. I'm the owner of Fresh Consulting. We're a management consulting business, and how I help nonprofits is I help in the areas of strategy planning, and I also provide marketing and business funding. So what I do for nonprofits is, you know, depending on what it is that the nonprofit needs, you know, if it's marketing services, I try to figure out what the problems are, what they're having, and then try to find ways to market their services on social media, networking, you know, letting people know about, you know, their business and the services that they provide. You know, it all depends on what it is that you know, they need help with. So as a strategic planner, my goal is to help you identify your goals, figure out what steps that you need to take, and find ways to help you to achieve those goals in a manner that will make your business more profitable and also generate new customers at the same time.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Vivian. If you wouldn't mind posting your contact info in the chat as well, that way other people can reach out to you after today's event. Would greatly appreciate it.
Right. Thank you.
You got it. And while you guys get that going, also if you guys can also share your contact info for Vivian, because I think she showed up a little bit late, so she probably won't see it in the chat. I'm sure she'll appreciate it. And then while you guys are doing that, I'm also going to share the links that I mentioned earlier for our networking referral system, for our event calendar, and for the Global Business Alliance. If you guys would like to try our Global Business Alliance, the first 30 days for only $1, this is a place where you can, you know, register for that. So that's the link in the chat right there. I will post the, all right, this is the link for next week. If you guys would like to join us for next week's nonprofit nationwide networking, we meet at the same place, same time. So that's the link for that. And then also here's our weekly event calendar, where you'll be able to find a full list of all the free networking events that we have happening every single week around the country in both the United States and in Canada. All right, fantastic. And we'll go ahead and move on. So yes, everybody had the opportunity to share. Fantastic. All right, so we'll go ahead and move on to our next segment in today's meeting, which is the business development training. All right, so before we wrap up these meetings, we definitely allow you guys the opportunity to promote yourself, network, and all these different things. But we also like to, you know, leave you better off than when you first got here. And one of the ways that we can do that is through training. So essentially, what we had prepared for today is a sales pitch development, right? So we wanted to kind of like role play a little bit, kind of like Shark Tank with you guys. And essentially, the purpose is for you guys. So this is kind of like a two-part thing. So if you're a nonprofit, what you can do is kind of give your pitch either to the group, or we can break off into partners, however you guys would like to do it. And then, you know, the other person can kind of give you feedback, and they'll analyze you as if they were like an investor, like on Shark, like if you're on Shark Tank or something, if you're a nonprofit, right? So essentially you would kind of give your pitch as to, you know, why you should receive funding, or why people should volunteer for your group, or whatever kind of, you know, challenge that or opportunity that you identify that you can, you know, you can improve on here at this event. And then on the other side, if you're someone that, you know, partners with nonprofits, maybe you don't own one yourself, but maybe you provide services, or you do funding or bookkeeping, or whatever it may be, then you can also kind of work on your pitch as far as like how you partner with them, and then, you know, kind of make it a little bit more receptive and stuff. So does that sound good? You guys would like to do that? Kind of like role play a little bit of Shark Tank? Awesome. So we should just probably kind of stay here in the main room, right? Instead of just breaking off into partners, or you guys, yeah, we just get a little bit more. All right, cool. Yeah. So we'll go ahead. All right, cool. So why don't we just kind of do the same order that we started off in with, Zach, why don't you kick us off with kind of like your sales pitch, and then we'll be the investors kind of analyzing, your pitch and stuff, and we can decide whether or not we're gonna invest or something. So we need like a red card, like green card, like yes, I invest. No, I don't invest.
How about if I just give you my my money link and you can just send me? No, never mind. When it comes to a sales pitch, I just ask one thing, and are you real? Do you really care about the people in your community? Do you want to succeed? Because if you're in business and you don't care about the people in your community, you're not going to succeed. If you're in small business and you don't care about the way that people are, well, if they're all struggling, guess what? You're not going to get business. That's just the way it is. People are going to go around and they're going to do things on their own, because if people are struggling, they're not going to have money. So let's together help people stand up by telling them that you are there for them to provide them with the business. We can support ones who are struggling in the community, and together we can lift them up and create further business for you. We offer a very simple program. People come to you, they shop with you. When they shop with you, you give us a referral, and we turn 80 to 90% of that referral into a donation to someone else who needs a helping hand. That goes to them. The person purchasing from you doesn't have to round up to the nearest dollar. They don't have to join my cult or my church. They don't have to do any of that. All they have to do is take a picture of their receipt, attach it to a form, and a donation comes from the referral that you provide. It's seriously simplest way ever to fundraise, because people do not have to spend anything extra to make a go. And make a huge difference for not only you, but their community as well, while getting the services that their family needs anyway. So it's a true win-win-win-win situation.
Okay, good. What do you guys think? If you were a Shark Tank investor, pretend you have billions of dollars. I mean, if you don't have to pretend, you and I should talk after this call. But if you, for the most of us that do have to pretend, what do you guys think about Zach? What feedback could you give Zach?
Can I tell you what I always hear first?
Yes.
What I always hear first is, why do you give away 80 and only keep 20? You could give away 20 and keep 80. And I tell them, I don't need your help. I'm never going to switch that around. It's more important for me to give the money to the people who are doing good in the community. Am I independently wealthy? Hell no. I do this off my disability from my motorcycle accident. I struggle every day, but it is more important for me to support you doing what you do. To me personally, it's more important to them, or to me, to help you, because you're helping millions. I'm a schlub that's sitting here just trying to help everyone. So
Lynette says she likes how you simplified how easy it is to donate. Good.
Thank you, Lynette.
Cool. Anyone else have some feedback that they could give to Zach off of the sales pitch, or you guys want me to go? I got some feedback. I can give you some feedback. Here's what I got. Here's what I noticed. The first thing, I'm sold. I'm inspired by you, right? When you pitch, I feel inspired by you. I believe in your cause, and I believe in you, right? That I believe that if I were to participate in this program, that the funds would be allocated to the place where they should go, that the mission is real, and that the process and everything is real. I believe that, the 100% certainty, right? However, what I'm a little bit lost in is exactly like the process. Yeah, I would like a little bit of clarity, if at all possible, when it comes to how like the investment and the sharing and all that stuff works. I think that if you were to refine that a little bit and give people a little bit more clarity and be a little bit more succinct as far as like how like the process goes and how you work together with both nonprofits and businesses or whatever it may be, that a lot more people would be willing to, you know, jump on board with you because they understand it better. The fact of the matter is that, you know, fortunately or unfortunately, people in today's market don't have a lot of attention to invest into in trying to understand what a lot of other people do. So one of our responsibilities as business people is we have to make it as easy as possible for people to understand it. You know what I mean? So when you add unnecessary, like, I'm not saying this is the case in your situation, I'm speaking generally, but when you add like unnecessary friction, then it just makes it, you know, the conversion rate, you know, for lack of a better word, much lower. And then also, you know, just like a little bit of like, I guess a bonus tip would also be, you know, time, because it really depends on, you know, how like the networking event and stuff like that goes. But usually you get like around 60 seconds. I feel like it was a little bit lengthier. That I feel like you could have better utilized some of that time. But outside of that, I think you really nailed it. As far as investment goes, I'm at about maybe like a 7 out of 10. So I guess that's a green card, right? That's kind of like a green card. So.
Yeah, that's fine. And I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, it is kind of weird, you know, because I guess the easiest way to put it is we take a referral from your business, which most of us are willing to give a referral if you send us business. We just take that referral and instead of putting it into our pockets, we put it into the pockets of someone who cares.
Okay, so let's explore this right now. Literally, like if you could explain as basic as possible, as simple as possible, how the process works from start to end, what would that sound like?
We tell your story to people who are looking in Carolyn's situation. We tell the story of Carolyn to people who are looking for a bookkeeper. People will contact Carolyn. If they hire Carolyn and say, hey, we came through Community Pay It Forward, Carolyn would give us a referral fee since we sent them to her. And then we'll ask the customer, who do you support? And we give 80% of that referral to who Carolyn who her new customer supports. Okay, we just take 80% of the referral that Carolyn gives us, and we take 80% of that and give it to her new customer gets to choose who they want to support. And I know that right there is where it gets tripped up because that's a lot of information in that little bit. It's like I'm mentioning 4 people there, Carolyn, myself, the people they support, and her customer. But we let the person who went to Carolyn choose who they support.
No, it's good. I understood it. I understood it the second time that you did it. You know, one thing, and this is just like a communication like tip that I can share with you just from experience.
Yeah.
If you are upfront with people, like if you tell them, like before you get into your explanation, like, look, guys, like this isn't going to be the easiest thing to understand, but I'm going to do my best. Or this might sound a little complicated. Let me know if you have any questions. Like right before you get into it, like people will be a little bit more receptive and they're actually willing to like go as far as, you know, understanding a little bit more. Lynette said, is the customer the nonprofit? I don't think so. I think the customer is a person that, or a business that's shopping with Caroline. And then the nonprofit that's getting the money is the person that the customer that works with Caroline chooses. Is that right?
Right, Lynette. The nonprofit would be someone like you, who hopefully you and I, in which I have sent you 2 emails because I screwed up on the first one. You know, hey, idiot. But the nonprofits are the ones who ask me for assistance, who we come together and we tell your story and say, this is why you should support Lynette. Many people, those who have cancer, will understand what you're trying to do and they'll focus on your story. And so they will say, you know what, I'm going to shop with Caroline and I'm going to get my books done. And then, you know what, they're offering to give a portion to a nonprofit I love. I'm going to give it to Lynette. And
okay, so I have a question.
Yes.
I have a question. So in this example that we're using, say, what if my client doesn't know who they want to give that portion of the money to, the referral fee to? do you have a list to provide to them of suggested
Yes.
nonprofits?
Yes, we most certainly do. And the thing about it is that this is also not just nonprofits. This is also families in need. Okay.
Okay.
We are not a nonprofit organization, but when you give us that referral, Carolyn, you get to write it off as a business expense. And that money goes to, even if it's something like, hey, we're trying to get little Susie and Timmy to go to Washington, D.C. because they earn that right. We're going to fundraise for them as well. If people are out there doing good, we have what are called our mission partners. And these are the people who have come to us and said, this is what I want to do. This is how I want to change the world in a good, positive way. Will you help me? And we say, yes. Send people to Caroline, get bookkeeping done. Caroline's going to give us $10. We're going to give 8 of those $10 to whoever you choose, people such as Lynette.
That makes more sense, because I know that, like, say someone would refer something to me, the majority, I mean, there may be those clients that do have, a nonprofit top of mind to say, this is what I would like to give to, or whatever other, opportunity. But I know that there's a lot of people that wouldn't really know of a nonprofit or an organization that they want to donate those funds to. So as long as you have that available, then that works perfect.
Yeah, and that's one reason why we love Gabriel and stuff like this, is that this is a great way for us to continue to do what Gabriel started by telling your story on who you are and trying to introduce you to people everywhere, people who support Lynette, or people who support, the Smith family who's going through a difficult situation, or Martyred Angels here in Colorado, which helps families after the devastating loss of a child. This is just a great way to spread your message by telling everyone's story, because everyone has a story, okay? And everyone and people out there are looking for a pathway. And there's something in your story, Caroline. There's something in Vivian's story. There's something in Gabriel's story that if we tell those stories, it's going to change someone's life. We just have to continue telling those stories. And that's really where this comes from, is building kinships, building relationships, and building partnerships to improve our communities, and our community is the world.
And I think a big part of networking is asking people just that. What's your why? Why did you begin your business? What was your incentive and desire to receive from creating that business? And you really will get more information from someone from asking those simple questions. And it's amazing what the response is. Yep.
I agree with you.
Yeah, Zach, I think you and I need to schedule like another networking call or something, so we could talk, maybe find some other opportunities to collaborate, because I definitely like the idea. And if I could participate, I mean, I think you also, like Caroline talked about, you have a list of the nonprofits, but you also have a list of the vendors, I'm assuming, right? Like all the businesses that you work with?
Yeah, they're called our giving partners.
Okay, yeah, right.
So
how does someone become a giving partner? Like, you just got...
Very simply, we get together and I ask you, you know what, Gabriel, if somebody joins your program,
right,
would you give us a referral award?
Right. Yes.
Bada bing, we're giving partners. We're partners right there. And now we try to tell people, hey, you know what, if you want to network, if you want to do some B2B stuff, you want to network, join Gabriel's organization. When that happens, he gives us $10. We're going to give $8 of that to the mission partner that you choose. It's really
sold, man. Let's do it. Let's book another call, and then we'll talk about it a little bit more.
Sounds great, brother.
I don't know why we haven't done this yet, but all right, cool. All right, moving on. Thank you, Zach. Hopefully you got some good feedback. And does anyone else have any other information for Zach? I just want to make sure we all get a kind of like a chance to introduce or kind of go through our sales pitch. I think the next one in line was Caroline, right?
Yes.
All right, Caroline, you ready? I think I'm gonna enjoy judging you a little bit more than I should. No, I'm playing.
That's good. You know, I can talk for days.
No, Caroline's a pro. Do not underestimate this woman.
Well, these days I don't have a whole lot of sales pitch, because most clients I speak with are simply looking for help. And my help is to ensure that a company stays profitable, because what I'm offering is more than simply data entry, which is not what I provide as far as bookkeeping. I help businesses to build. I help support them and ensure that their finances are completely correct and tax the taxes are prepared to taxes. And if they have an audit, I'm there to back that up as well, because I know the nonprofits is like in the state of Florida where I am, the nonprofits have to have an audit if they are $1 million and up, non-negotiable. That audit has to occur every year. So if you should need an audit, I'm there to support. And as far as my, I have my bookkeeping membership program for bookkeepers. And with that, I allow them to learn how to do bookkeeping for nonprofits as well, because it is an underserved industry. And we need more people to do books within the nonprofit sector, because there's just not enough out there. So that's really what I sell. Is I don't sell anything necessarily because I'm the key to everything. You can't duplicate me.
If you guys know any bookkeepers, definitely get them in touch with Caroline. She has this amazing program that helps like pretty much bookkeepers, whether new or old, like really go from A to Z when it comes to the fast track. I like to call it like the fast track. It's really, because that's what it is when it comes to bookkeeping, just kind of like going through the fund. I think that was good. As far as your pitch was concerned, I think it was good. If I could say one thing, it would probably be, I mean, I think you got everything on time. I think you talked about everything perfect. I think you nailed everything, and it was in less than 60 seconds. So as far as the pitch is concerned, you did great. I'm just saying this because I believe it might be the case that if you were to go to a networking event and they were to give you 60 seconds, you might still have like 15 or 20 seconds left in your pitch. It might be the case, it might not. And not if you talk about both bookkeeping and the other company, but if you talk about one, you might have like 15 to 20 seconds left. And if that's the case, what I like to do, what I've done in the past is I like to provide like a testimonial that's contextual to like the room I'm in. So if, for example, this is like a nonprofit event, what I would say is like, because everything you said was perfect. She talked about the pain points. She talked about the problems. She helps them avoid like audits. She's like, I got your back. We do the data entry. We do everything. I'd be like, we just literally helped this client, last month who was about to get an audit, and we were there for her, every step of the way. And because of that, she avoided, I don't know, like a lawsuit of like $700,000. Like that's not realistic, but you guys get what I'm saying. And then because of that, like she's always sticks with us. Like, this is some of the type of results you can expect. Like, book a call with us or something. That's it. But I mean, I think it was great.
Thank you.
Anyone else have any?
Yeah, Caroline, the one thing I would also talk about is like continuing education, because tax laws is the one thing that you can guarantee it's going to change every year. And, and especially when it comes to stuff like nonprofits, I would even bring up a point that, maybe not every tax person knows that, last year we were right here. Well, this year, did you know that they made this change that can actually earn you more money or something like that, kind of give like a little bit of a trade secret or something that really, I mean, because when it comes to something like nonprofits, look, the money is king. That's in every business. But if you can really let them know, hey, look, I study this stuff all the time. That's something that can, I think that's something that really speaks to any business person.
Well, and the thing that I think I provide for businesses that a lot of people don't on the bookkeeping level is a full understanding of their financial statements. So because financials, and that's not just, balance sheet, profit loss, that's cash flow as well, because the statement of cash flow tells more than your bank account. And that's one of the things that I do. And I help they're big with, because there really is a huge lack in our industry. And it's a sad state of affairs that there are not, bookkeepers don't seem to want to do nonprofit bookkeeping. And it is such a beautiful service. And should be more that would like to do it, and which is why I'm so supportive of, I actually am building a course for bookkeeping for nonprofits. That's going to be my next objective, because right now I'm doing an accounting course, a basic accounting course for bookkeepers and how it applies to bookkeeping, but that's only within my membership. Only my membership community will receive that course. But the nonprofit course will be sold to bookkeepers who want to actually learn it after outside of the membership. But my membership community will also receive that for no additional cost. So
that's fantastic, because it is scary for nonprofits in Texas, and especially smaller ones that don't have in-house. You know, because you gotta, you've heard all the bad news. That's all you ever hear about nonprofits when it comes to taxes, is the bad news. So they desperately need people who are upfront and honest and educate, or informative. So
yes.
Yeah, that's one of the things I have to say about Caroline. She won't admit it because she's too humble, but she, like, one of the very first things I talked with her, and I don't know if you remember, Caroline, but I remember that she was like telling me, like, she was like, I remember she was like, her hair was on fire, she was like going all over the place, she had so many things going on, and she's like, believe me, I'm not doing this because I want to make, I want to charge the highest prices. She's like, I'm doing this because people need this help, like, people need this service, people need this program. And she's like, I'm willing to be the person that goes out and does it. So I can literally attest to that. Caroline does it, mainly for the purpose. The money's good, but it's not the main benefit. But
Well, and that's why I offer my program at such an inexpensive price in comparison to all of the other courses and stuff out there. My price is very minimal in comparison.
Yep. Definitely. All right, let's go ahead and move on. Thank you, Caroline. So next person, I do want to make sure we all get a chance to go. Lynette, if you wouldn't mind giving us your sales pitch, and if you can keep it to like 3 or 4 minutes, please, I would appreciate it. That way Vivian also gets a chance. I'm not sure if Lynette, if you're there, let us know. We definitely love to hear a little bit more about you. Thank you, Zach. I just saw your message. Let me download the PDF right now. All right, Vivian, we'll move over to you. If you're ready to kind of give us your sales pitch, a little bit of Shark Tank style.
Okay. Okay. What I do, my name is Vivian, Fresh Consulting, owner of Fresh Consulting. And what I do is I help nonprofits define what their goals are for their organization. And then what we do is we sit down one-on-one after we identify what your goals are, and develop objectives on how to accomplish achieving those goals. And so we put a plan in place on what are the next steps, what things do you need to be doing in order to accomplish that goal. One of the things that I have found in meeting nonprofits is how to help them increase their revenue. So, we look at what you're doing, what are your goals for right now, your short-term and your long-term goals. And then we find ways on how to find the steps in order to accomplish. What do you have to do to achieve that goal? What I try to do is get to know the owner, understand what their strengths and weaknesses are, find out what they have done in the past, and then find out what it is, then develop a plan on what we should be doing now. Like what steps we should be taking right now. So we find ways to develop a marketing strategy. We find ways to develop a strategy for how to do like business development. If it's, finding customers, improving sales. So we find what your problems are, what your goals are, and then we develop what next steps we need to take in order to accomplish those goals. So that's what I do for nonprofits.
All right, what do you guys think?
I think it's great, because there are so many nonprofits that, even though as we discussed earlier, they do start from from a pain point. There's a lot of them who go out there to change the world, and they don't really have a direction in which they want to change the world. They go to file for that nonprofit, and it asks them to be very, concise. And they're like, I never really thought about that. And, okay, so we can't do this and this. And they lose the passion because they feel like they've been denied the first time. So something like what you do is very, very important.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I agree with that. Nonprofits, it's like a different world, man. Like they have so many regulations, so many laws, like so much.
And not just that, each state has their own specifics, regulations that have to be followed, and every state is very different. There's some states that are the same, but the majority of the states are all very different as far as their regulations. And so it can be very complicated to not just start a nonprofit, but to run it. Yeah. And to keep it running, because there's a lot of things that people don't realize they must do to ensure that they keep that nonprofit status. And that's probably one of the biggest things that Vivian, that you probably could help with, is helping, I know it's a lot of intent and a lot of thought, but to, specifically learning the state's nonprofit regulations, so that when you do have those clients from the different areas, that you are able to guide them with those specific regulations from their state, because that's going to affect their business tremendously.
Okay.
Yep.
Yes.
Their hearts get stepped on by regulations.
Yes.
It happens all the
time. I'm learning a lot today, because I'm actually on a board for a nonprofit organization. They're new, they just got started. And I focus mostly on like the marketing and getting students. But my quest for knowledge is how to do like fundraising, and how to get like businesses and organizations to donate. Because I met this guy. He runs a not-for-profit accounting, I think, an accounting business, and he wants to raise money, or raise money in order to be able to hire like interns or individuals to work for him, in order to be able to go out and to help nonprofit organizations. And one of the things that I'm learning is that it's hard to find grants, and then you have to know how to where to find them, how to fill out the applications, and
how
all
to
those
file
things.
them.
Yes, that's true. And so one of the things that I would love to learn is how to do a fundraiser, and how to be successful at it, So this is really helpful. But I enjoy working with nonprofits. I love to help them, and just to find ways to better get their organization out, and through marketing to let people know. But in order for you to run any business, you need money, and I'm learning that that's one of their biggest struggles, is finding is funding.
I just uploaded a book that's called Nonprofit Fundraising Strategies.
Okay.
This is a friend of mine who wrote this book, and he every time he writes a new book, when it comes to nonprofit, he always sends me the PDFs, because it's important to him to get the word out. So this is a book that he just recently, it's not even out on Amazon yet. So take advantage of it while we've got it.
Well, I'm super happy already. Now I got a book today. I'm already happy. My day is already made. You made my day, Caroline. So.
You're welcome.
Thank you. All right, cool, guys. All right, so we have 1 minute left in the meeting. So we'll go ahead and officially wrap up here. It was a pleasure networking with you guys on another session of Nonprofits Nationwide Networking. We hope that if you guys had a great time today, that you'll come back again next Tuesday. Again, we meet every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern. It is possible though that we may, starting next week, shift the starting time of our meeting from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. However, I will keep you guys updated. The best way to always check what is the date and time that we have scheduled for the events is to go to the link I provided earlier, which is the events.forwardbusinesscoalition.com. That always has the updated date and time for our events. But in any case, I will make an audit of the people that are on the screen today, and I will make sure to send you guys the the updated schedule if anything does change. It's not 100% sure. It's possible that we might change it, or we might maintain the same time and then just kind of switch USA Nationwide Networking to a different time because there's a little bit of a conflict with our schedule. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. We look forward to seeing you at one of our future network events, and we wish you a great rest of your week.
It was fantastic meeting you all. I hope to talk to everyone soon.
Thank you
Thanks,
so much.
Gabriel, for
Thank you.
doing this.
Make sure to save the chat, guys, before you leave. That way you can
right.
follow up with each other.
Goodbye.
You got it. Thanks for joining us, Lynette. Glad to have you.